Yo. What's going on, man? We are going to nerd out today. If you join this stream and you're looking for beats, it ain't it today. If you join the stream and you're looking for mixing, it ain't it today. We're going to be doing some nerd stuff. We're going to be talking about some stuff. If you a nerd, we doing it. I got my nerd glasses on and we ready to rock. Nah, man. Today what we're gonna be talking about is checking out plugins or whatnot and understanding let me turn this down just a tad bit. Understanding like if you buy plugins, is they worth it and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? Does this particular plugin have character as soon as you load it up or whatnot? We buy the plugins with the premonition or the thought process of, hey, I want it to be somewhat just like hardware. You can see in the background right here that I got a whole goddamn rack of shit. Stuff like that. But once I turn that shit on, you know what I'm saying, it works. But whatnot, you hear characteristics depending on, you know what I'm saying, the knobs that are set and everything like that. All right. And the same thing should apply to a plugin. If it's coded, right, if it's, engineered and put together right, that plugin should work. And I'm going to do a series on this because I'm taking a creative, I ain't going to say I'm taking a creative break, but I just want to do this, man, because I think a lot of people don't understand how to check shit and stuff like that. And just kind of want to help somebody out understand what it is that you can do, man. So let's get up in Ableton Live, man, and take a look at some things here. And want you guys to check out what's going on, man. Again, we not making beats. We not mixing. We doing some nerd shit. So if you always had a niche or this thing where you kind of wanted to understand audio, you came to the right place, man. All right. So what we're going to do right now is talk about this thing right here, man. This is what they call oscilloscope. And what this does is basically it analyzes a signal, you know what I'm saying? Whatever a signal is that you're running through this particular oscilloscope, it'll show you what that signal is. It's basically to check the intensity of a signal, the characteristic, sometimes the volume, the timing of a signal as well. So to kind of break it down, man, to show you, I'm gonna play a sine wave, which is an instrument that a stock instrument in Ableton Live, right? This particular sine wave, if we go to our master track, is going to be resonating at 467 hertz, A sharp note in the third octave. All right, that's the note I'm playing, and I'm also going to be playing this 440 hertz A3. Those two notes right there. Oscilloscope, again, you know what I'm saying, it analyzes the timing of your notes, and you can see that little squiggly lines moving. It's because it's different timing. The different timing, you see that little difference. See how that is together? The little squiggly lines are together, and then that is a little bit longer. Visually, it looks like it kind of got longer a little bit. That is because the different frequencies. The lower the frequency, the longer the sine wave. You see what I'm saying? So this is basically the timing from left to right. The intensity is going to be from basically from top to bottom. All right. So if we was to play that note right there, and I was to say, for instance, turn it up. Let me see if I can actually find. Oh yeah. You see, I'm turning it up right there, but it's distorting and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you turn it up and I increase the gain, that is what you call amplifying the signal. So you can also measure your signal from top to bottom. All right, so top to bottom is basically going to be the signal strength. Left to right is going to be the timing. And if you turn this up and distort the signal, that's going to be the character of the signal. What is the signal doing? Okay. See how that line is breaking up? That is the character of the signal. And that's basically what we're going to be doing today, is analyzing some plugins that I have. All right. And again, you know what I'm saying, it's all based on hardware. Now that I got, like, you know what I'm saying, some good shit that I done collected or whatnot, I kind of want to fish out some of these plugins that you spend your money on and they really don't do crap and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to call out any plugin developer or whatnot, but sometimes you can get, you know what I'm saying, and you can get got. And I kind of want to, you know what I'm saying, look at a couple of preamp plugins and see what it's doing underneath the hood. Okay. I think I'm gonna start out with this first plugin I bought today from Hornet Plugins. This particular plugin is called Analog Stage Mark II. And this particular plugin, it kind of gives you kind of like this console analog summing type of vibe with this particular plugin, as you can see here. And this plugin was like $20, man. So I saw a video on it and I was like, that's pretty cool, man. Because in Studio One, I have all kind of different templates set up for mixing for different songs and sessions and whatnot. But in Ableton Live, I have a template, but it's hard to try to save a template when you're adding all kind of different virtual instruments in there. So I was looking for a plugin that wasn't so cliche, but that can get the job done. And Hornet Analog Stage Mark II is a pretty good plugin for that. The reason what made me kind of go ahead and spend the $20 on this particular plugin is your choice of choosing different what I want to say, different characteristics of what you can do with this plugin, like an op amp, transistor, and a tube. And then you can change the timing far as the age of these particular circuits, far as the op amp circuit, transistor circuit, or a tube circuit, or whatnot. And also, you have your input and output knobs here. You can also link these together, and you can even add an extra 20 dB of signal to whatever you put this plugin on. And this will always go in the front, or your first plugin insert. This plugin will go on. So you can apply this to all your channels if you want to, but it'll be the first plugin that you go ahead and insert on your track. All right. And another thing I liked about it is you can link the input and output. Of course, you can have this to be auto. When the signal come through, it can make changes to your input and output gain for gain stages purposes. You can change it from 0 VU meter to 1, 2, 3 VU calibrated. You have a high pass, low pass filter. And of course, we're going to bring this down to 20 and bring that up to 20,000 hertz. Let me see if it allow us to do 20,000 hertz. Nope, it stops at 19,999 hertz. In the hiss, I have the hiss turned off, and the saturation, I'm gonna keep that on 18 dB. Yeah, let's bring it down. Not keep it on 18 dB. We're gonna turn it down to 0 dB, and we'll just turn the saturation off or whatnot, because we're gonna be analyzing particular preamp type plugins or whatnot. Okay, so I got this plugin on and everything like that. Got the saturation off. Okay, again, I am playing a sine wave from a stock Ableton Live plugin. What I'm gonna do now is just basically turn off this particular plugin, so it's not on right now. The only thing is on is the oscilloscope. So we got that sound right there. And we are definitely peaking. So let me bring this down to a relevant level. You hear how it's peaking? Matter of fact, let me do this real quick. Because I changed that. Let me reload that particular instrument really quick. Really quick. F9. Jupiter. There we go. All right, so I'm just choosing a Jupiter sine wave here. There we go. All right, cool. All right, cool. All right, so it's on its default sound level, and there it is right there. All right, so that is the sound right there. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it down on the oscillator. I had it loud on the oscillator. And my apologies. All right, so right now I'm gonna turn it down another half step on the oscillator. All right, cool deal. I like it like that, where we kind of in between there. And this is gonna get annoying, so I apologize if somebody come in the comments talking about, hey man, that sound is annoying. Kiss my ass. All right, straight up. This is what audio nerds do. This is what audio engineers do. This is how your iPhone is set up to, have beautiful audio when you're watching YouTube video. This is the type of work that goes on behind the scenes. So I'm just helping somebody else understand what the fuck, what I'm saying, audio is besides making beats and recording motherfuckers rapping. You know what I'm saying? There's more to audio than just doing those two simple ass things or whatnot, man. Or whatnot. So we got those two notes and whatnot, and you can see perfectly sine wave. I'm going to go ahead and turn this plugin on right here. And we don't have anything that would cause any, I don't know, what I'm saying, colorization or whatnot. But let's go ahead and hit a note. Let's turn the plugin off again. So if you're looking at the oscilloscope, we're maintaining the signal for its timing and amplitude and characteristics for this oscilloscope. Now, what I'm gonna do is just basically keep it on the op amp, and I'm gonna turn it up every 3 dB. So right now, I'm gonna turn this input knob up 3 dB, and it's linked, so it's gonna turn the output knob down. That way, I don't hurt your ears no more than what I'm doing already. All right, so let's play that again. Kind of the same signal right there. Let's turn it up another 3 dB. Now we're going to be hitting 6 dB. Nothing there. Let's go up another 3 dB. We'll be at 9. And we should see some action. Nothing there. All right, so we don't have anything. All right, that is only because we are, as we turn it up, we're turning it down. All right. So that's just, to show you that when you turn this up, you're not getting anything out of it. So you definitely would have to unlink that. Now let's turn it up to about 6 dB and see what happens. Now you can see that the amplitude has increased because we have it turned down to 0 dB. All right. And let's bring it up to 9. Now you're starting to see some audible things for distortion, digital clipping, and all of that. Let's go ahead and turn that down by 3 dB. You see how we're turning down that oscilloscope? All right. So we're driving a lot of signal in. We turned that down, but we still don't see any action. The reason why is because we don't have saturation on. So what we're going to do is engage the saturation for this plugin. And you heard something different. That's not distortion. That's just saturation. We're driving 9 dB into this plugin. And if you can see, the lines are now not as pretty sine wave as you think it is. When we turn off saturation, you can hear that sine wave. Turn on the sine wave, saturation. So that's character. All right. So this plugin has character. We don't even have the saturation drive turned up. That's just turning it on, and we just dropping the clean signal at 9 dB. Let's bring this back. Oh, you can see here 5 dB, 4 dB difference, give or take. You get a little bit of action from the saturation, but then when you turn it up, right there at 7.9, the signal breaks up. And you see this little resonance on the top of that heel right here. you start to get some distortion there, digital clipping, whatever you want to call it or whatnot. Okay. Now I'm gonna keep it right there at 7.9. I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit, get it right at 9. All right, now let's turn this up a little bit and let's give it, let's say 3 dB of saturation drive. Weird. We'll drive it again. So we drive it in at about 14 dB. Got it turned down a little bit. Right there. So all we got is, right now, I turned the saturation off. Hitting those 2 notes. Just an amplified signal due to the height of the sound wave that you see on the oscilloscope. Turn that down. You can hear that signal is getting a little thicker, but then when you turn that saturation knob on, you get character right there. Now that's on the op amp. Of course, this plugin has a year. It's weird. It has like this time thing. So this particular op amp circuit, you can go back 30 years. So 30 years from now, which was goddamn 2004, 19. Goddamn, hold on, let me see. 04, 94, 04. Yeah, so 1994. All right, so 1994, 30 years ago. Is that right? Yeah. So yeah, 1994, op amp circuit will basically get you a different type of sound, and you can adjust this down to 0 all the way to 30. All right. Now I just want you to look at, as I press these 2 notes, as I make changes here, and look at the oscilloscope, and you can see the different characteristics to the sound wave, if it makes any. So as we get up there in age on this particular circuit, it's not too much of a change, but you can hear that as I increase the year of this particular circuit, so to speak. Saying it gets a little gritty. Now I'm gonna change it to the transistor. It's on the 30-year-old circuit, and I'm gonna go down to 0. And you can hear that it's not as fat, but it sounds a little thin. Not too much change in the signal at all. Not at all. Or whatnot. Let me make an adjustment here. So it seems like this 0 dB to 18 dB is a kind of like a high frequency roll off. Oh yeah, it's definitely a high frequency roll off. So you hear a little difference. The transistor, to me, it sounds a little thin. I got it on 30. Let me change the op amp. You see the difference in the curves on the wave? That's the op amp. Transistor. So you're getting 2 different characteristics for sure. Now let's go to tube, and I'm quite sure it's gonna be different. Boom, there it is. So even though those kind of like, it went up, made a flat top, kind of like a plateau, and went back down at a diagonal, this particular tube circuit is a little bit smaller and has the different characteristics. Sounds a little smaller and tinier. Bring it to present day, it's a little bit cleaner. Doesn't sound as dirty as the 30-year-old one. And as we do that high frequency roll off, or well, I don't know what the hell this thing doing, to be honest with you. It sounds like it's a high frequency roll off, but then on this tube one, it actually made it sound thicker. On the other ones, it really wasn't too much of a change. Very interesting. You see how it grows right there? You get more of a stronger signal here at 18 dB. Oops. Come on. There we go. That's pretty interesting right there, man. So this is how I kind of like do my nerd shit, you know what I'm saying, behind closed doors, and not in front of the camera. When I buy a plug-in or whatnot, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be rolling that dice no matter what. That's why I always say in my videos, especially in my live streams, if a plug-in manufacturer do not offer a demo, they probably something wrong. Something funegly or fugazi is going on. How to say fugazi? Yeah, something fugazi is going on or whatnot, man. Or whatever the case may be. So this particular plugin though, man, it has a lot of character with it. I have to say, especially on that tube circuit button, whatever the hell you want to call that right there. That actually is the one that fluctuated the most. The transistor, let me do this again. The transistor, it seems like it didn't make too much of a difference. It made a difference, but not too much. Now the op amps want to act right, only because we have it on the 30-year-old. Let me put it on a 0. So the op amp and the tube are the two that's actually making a difference when it comes to the character of this particular plugin right here. So for $20, this is not bad. And whatnot. This definitely has some character to it, man. So this is the Hornet Analog Stage Mark II. Like I said, I just bought this today. Whatnot. Pretty good company though. They have some really good products. I reviewed one of their EQs. It's called the Freak EQ. Yeah, I think it's called the Freak EQ or something like that. And it has like a frequency an analyzer, but it's an EQ. Pretty dope, man. You have to go into one of my playlists, you know, on my channel and check it out. It should be under the breakdown playlist and also producer tools playlist as well, man. But this one's pretty good, man. Has some character to it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and delete that plugin. I'm gonna go to some big dogs for some plugins that I have in here that are preamps. Because I kind of want to see what's going on with the signal. You know what I'm saying? Like when you buy this shit, like, is it working? Is it worth it? And everything like that. So let me see who I could pull up with, who I could pick on here. Let me see. Let's go with the Slate digital stuff, man. Let's start with that one. Let's see here. Let's try this plugin Heatwave. This was a free plugin. I'm not exactly sure if Slate Audio Company still has this for free. But it was free. You automatically get it with your all access bundle pass and everything like that. This particular plugin, Heatwave, is more than likely a saturation plugin. So you're going to get some characteristics with it. Now, again, I'm going to play the same two notes, sine wave. That's our clean signal right there. Now, I'm going to turn this plugin on right here. And we should see a difference if it's built right. Let's see what this plugin do. Kind of a clean signal because we're not driving anything in there. There's a little color on the sound, but that's underneath the hood. You know what I'm saying? That's given. What we're just really trying to see is characteristic when we start driving the signal. Once we start overloading that signal and really start to distort it, that's where we're going to really see that characteristics in this particular plugin. All right, so it says drive controls the shape and the amount of processing to the signal. All right, so when we turn this drive knob, we should start seeing some different things going on with this particular signal. All right, so I'm gonna hold one note down as I drive it. If you feel like the noise is annoying, feel free to turn down your goddamn volume. Something like that. I can't control what the fuck you listen to. And so you can turn it down a little bit and see what the hell's going on. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just hold this note down as I make an adjustment on the drive knob. All right. So right there around about 85, 84, 85, 86, depending on what kind of signal you're driving in, that's when the plugin really starts to break up and you really have a character with the signal. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, if you use the piano sound, you have to drive it this far. No, 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 no. I'm not saying that. But with a clean sound or a clean signal like a sine wave, a simple sine wave, which is a very, very clean signal, but whatnot. If we're driving it here, you know what I'm saying, this is where the signal starts to break up, or whatnot. So to me, my analysis, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of like, well, if you utilize a sound or let's say a piano sound and you put it on here, it's gonna color the sound first for its tonality, and then if you want more of character for a saturation or distortion or something like that, you got to crank it up this far to really get it. Now, to prove that theory, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and just grab a simple instrument here, and I'm gonna try to see if it doesn't replace it. I'm gonna try to. Let's see here. Let's see if this will work. If it doesn't, don't laugh at me. But we're gonna see here. Let's get a simple piano. Very, very simple piano. If I can find one. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, it's gonna replace it. All right, I'm just gonna replace it anyway. I'll just hit Control Z. All right, and let me take that reverb down. Let me take and just turn off all this other crap that I know they have in here, like the EQ. We're just gonna turn off the EQ. All right, so you can hear that heat wave plug-in in effect. All right, and you can see the oscilloscope. So that's the note. That's the same note I was hitting with that sine wave, and that's on 86. See how it's breaking up? So if we bring this back down to 0 and start adjusting it, so with this piano, the timbre of the sound, it starts to break up around about 74. Very noticeable around about 83, 84. That's an overdriven signal, and stuff like that. So if let's say for instance you wanted to buy this plugin, they had it for sale for like $60 or something like that, you're really gonna spend $60 for something that you got to drive that far just to break up a sound? Like, this is a piano sound, so it really starts to color around about here. You really start to hear the effect. Then that's where it, you know what I'm saying, if you like that, cool, but that's where it kind of gets like, that's where it really starts to break up at. Now, if I was to, let's say for instance, let's bring my goddamn sine wave back. So that's where we start to hear the effect. And we start to hear there. So it's about consistent. It's consistent with that piano sound for sure, for sure, for sure. All right, cool, man. So that is the heat wave. Would you need this to color your sound? If you wanted to color your sound, to have some saturation, to make an effect on the sound, it's really not giving. You know what I'm saying? If you got to drive it that much to kind of hear whatever they're trying to advertise or market with this particular plugin, you're getting got. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was free. This is what happens when you get them free plugins. Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I always, when people, if you know me, if you interact with me, if you have a conversation with me and we talking music, audio and stuff like that, I'll give it to you real. And this is why I say you have to kind of start hearing audio and stuff like that. You can have, what I'm saying, some good plugins, you can have some bad plugins, but you got to understand, number one, what you're buying, number two, what it's doing, and the reasons why it's doing what it's doing. So you understand that you don't be wasting your money and stuff like that, or whatnot. So this plugin is cool, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like you have to have a lot of signal coming in, because you see this right here. If we was to turn this up, it's down 7 dB. So if I was to turn that up 7 dB, you can start hearing some noticeable fuzz or whatnot. And now you started, hear the effect. So it all depends on your sound source though, man. I'm not saying this is a bad plugin, but with a clean signal like a sine wave and stuff like that, you start to hear the effect of, the breakup at around about 80. So would you use this? That's a big iffy right there, man. Not to say I'm not taking anything away from heat wave, but you know what I'm saying, driving it at 86 on a sound wave, it's not giving. All right, it's not giving at all. We're gonna move on to the next Slate Digital color type plugin or whatever the case may be. Let's see here. We got one with murder melodies. Let me see here. I think they got something that colors the sound on here. Let me double check that really, really quick. Let's see. We got the motion. Excuse me. The ice, the dimension. Let's see. Hold on a second. This is dimension. This is modulation. This is reverb. Okay, we got a saturation one right here. We're gonna check that one out. Reverse effect, rhythm delay, clarity and presence. That's more EQ and modulation. So this one right here, this is Murder Melodies from the Slate Digital Bundle. And they have one on here that will color the sound. It's called Heat Warm Saturation. All right. And let's bring out our oscilloscope again. Let's bring this one over here. And let's turn off this plugin and hear that clean signal one more time. All right. Fat check right there. Let's turn the plugin on. And there's nothing, 0% on the heat. We're going to start turning the knob clockwise. And let's see if we have any change with our signal. Disclaimer: if the sound's getting on your goddamn nerves, turn your volume down. I'm trying to teach something here. Stuff like that. So my apologies. It comes with the video. All right. So I'm just going to hold this note down, start turning, and see if we have any characteristic change on the signal. And they have an oscillator built in here too. Okay. That's good. We didn't have to drive it past 60%. We're right at about 58, 59. All right, let me bring it back one more time. Let me hold that note down one more time. All right, so I'm starting to see the curve start to shift to the right on the oscillator. If you're watching, check it out. Shifting. All right, it starts to shift around about 9%. That's really, really good. I like that. Let's hold that note down one more time. All right, it's shifting to the right and it's also increasing in gain. We're right at about 49%. All right, so it's starting to the where it kind of goes up and down, the heels, where it goes up and down. When it comes, let me see here. look like on the up and on the up, you have like a little bent. So when that signal comes down and it's going up past the 0 axis, or so for the people in the back, this is a straight line. When you're dealing with like amplitude, you know what I'm saying? If you dip below this line, that's negative. When you go above, it's positive, of course. Well, when you start going up and stuff like that and go more on the positive, right here around the 0, it starts to bend a little bit. And then when you're coming down, going more negative, there's a little small, smooth curve going down. Let me see if y'all can really see that. That's at 63%. You can see the bend going up and a small curve going down. So we attenuated that a little bit by increasing that saturation, which is good. So this lets me, and you can see it on their oscillator as well, in this big red eye right here. It's almost the same for as what they're showing and what the oscilloscope is showing as well. So that's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate. So you're getting a little color on this one saturation knob, which is called heat. All right. So if you wanted to use some type of heat, don't use heat wave. Use this plugin right here. You know what I'm saying? This plugin is a little bit more dirtier than heat wave plugin. So for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So Murder Melodies has one saturation feature on here, and it stood the test on the oscilloscope. Excuse me, not the oscillator, but the oscilloscope. It stood the test though, man. When you turn the heat knob, you start to see some action at around about 30%. So that's pretty good right there. So this is a good plugin if you wanted to, add some character to your sound. I would recommend this one right here. All right, so the Slate digital package also has some more stuff. Let's go to the virtual mix rack. Can't forget about that. Alrighty, and let's pull up the virtual mix rack. They do have some preamps in there to color your signal, change your signal up, and also too, you have, I got a chat here. Okay, all right, I had to read this right here. Somebody trying to promote. Yeah. I don't need to pay for nothing, man. I ain't that type of person, big dog. I appreciate you, but you know what I'm saying? I'm a real one and stuff like that. It's better for me to walk around the pond than try to swim across that motherfucker, because you never know what's in the water. So I'm gonna decline, bro, and stuff like that. You feel me? But I appreciate it though, man. Nah, I don't pay for followers. I don't pay for likes. I don't pay for anything right there. You like me, you don't. I don't give a fuck. Stuff like that. All right, cool, man. So back to what we were talking about here. All right, so there's different things that can color the sound in this particular mix box situation, so to speak, or whatnot. You can't really color the sound with it. You can color the sound with an EQ, but we're not using the right tool for that. That would be more of a frequency spectrum analysis type of tool. Oscilloscope is not for that. So we can't really use the EQ. But in this case, we're going to utilize this EQ on this particular module right here. The only reason why, because it has a line signal in here, and you can overdrive the signal. So we can overdrive the signal and we can see if this particular EQ plugin, far as the preamp on here is concerned, does it color the sound? All right, so let's see here. We're gonna turn off that plugin. Clean signal. You should be recognizing what the signal looks like. Smooth sine wave, right? So I'm gonna turn this plugin on. Still clean signal and everything like that. And just a side note, I don't have no oversampling going on. Just load the motherfucker up and we're going to town. All right. So I'm gonna turn the drive switch on. So we should start seeing some differences in our sound wave. Let's see. No difference. So that must means we just engaged it. Let's turn this red knob and see what happens. Again, turn down your volume. It may get a little annoying. All right. Oh, got a breakup. So that's wild. So right there. So all right, so I stopped right there when I heard that little digital clip or whatnot. So so Neve plugins is known for like that preamp overdriving type shit or whatnot, and the FGN Brit and EQ. This it's a line level signal. It's not a mic signal in the virtual world. You know what I'm saying? So when you see this red knob, it's like, oh wow, okay, yeah, I can, you know what I'm saying, overdrive this vocal and turn this up. Well, the oscilloscope is letting me know that you pretty much got a clean signal pushing all the way through until you get about 22 dB in, and then you start to hear a difference in characteristics or whatnot. Now, what that's telling me is that all it's doing is just turning the volume. It's not adding any character. So you hear that breakup, but that's at 22.4 dB. But when I back it up a dB to 21.4, you hear how it's clean? Put it back on 0. It's the same motherfucking volume. All we doing is just turning up volume, but it's still the same clean signal. You start to hear some clicks and pops only because I'm switching, you know what I'm saying, notes or whatnot. But if I hold that note steady, you start 22.1. You hear how clean it is? 21.8. So right up in there, that 21.4 to 0.8, that's where you start hearing the breakup. So that's letting me know you got to damn near drive this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, damn near to the end in order to hear some type of character out of this particular, I'm going to say circuit, but it's a plug-in feature, you know what I'm saying, or whatnot. This is really not a preamp per se. It's more of, let's give it some input gain. So this really doesn't color your sound. So if you're utilizing this plugin and you're turning the red knob up and you're thinking you're getting colored sound, you're really not, man. You're sadly mistaken, man. So that's just FYI, man. This ain't nothing but an EQ, and this ain't nothing but a gain knob with no color. You feel me? All right, cool. So that solves that one. Stuff like that, man. We're gonna go down the module list. Let's see here. EQ. We got a compressor, exciter that doesn't count for oscilloscope. Let's see here. Oh, we got an actual preamp. This is the FG73. This is supposed to be a recreation of a Neve 1073 mic pre, not the 1073 mic pre EQ, mic pre only. You feel me? All right, so this has been famously used with the Slate. Slate Digital has that microphone that can emulate, you know what I'm saying, different mics and everything like that. And this is one of the virtual preamps. Let me clear that up. This is one of the virtual preamps that come with the microphone, and you can use it, you know what I'm saying, in conjunction with the This little shit like this, you know what I'm saying? Where you can go in and choose the different mic lockers and everything like that, right? So you'll use this mic pre, load this mic emulation up, and then, you know what I'm saying, you talk through your mic and, ooh, it sounds like I'm talking, I'm rapping through a Norman U87 or whatnot. Okay. So what we're going to do is try to see if this is a myth. And this is what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me, man. I had to eat a piece of chocolate there. All right. So we got a virtual drive, right? The virtual drive is supposed to be your preamp drive. You know what I'm saying? And when you turn this clockwise, it's going to color your sound, right? That's what they advertise. That's what they market. But let's let's hope it's not like that plugin that we just had on there, because if it was that Neve EQ, if it was more of a 1073 EQ, it would have preamp drive. So we're gonna test this one out. Now this is supposed to be a mic pre, so hopefully it'll do the job, man. So let's go ahead and turn off the plugin. Clean sine wave, right? Again, I'm gonna say this because it's gonna be a jackass in the comments talking about, you played the note too much. You played the note too many. You could have used the loop. Man, kiss my ass, bro. Like, for real. All right. So this is legitimate because you can play a piano, you can play drums, you can play guitar, you can play vocals. All those different sound palettes have different timbres of waves, sound waves or whatnot. A sine wave is a continuous, consistent sound wave. Hold that note down forever and it ain't gonna change. Vocal, it will change. A guitar, it will change. A drum, it will change. Come on, man. I ain't got an audio degree for nothing. All right. So that's just for some smart, because I got some people that be trying to come at me sideways in the comments or whatnot, man. And I have to happily decline that ass or whatever the case may be. So again, we're using the sine wave and we're going to start turning this. So that's the sine wave clean. Let's go ahead and turn the plugin on. We're going to turn this up. Let's see if we have any change with the wave. We had 30. Damn. Okay. We had 33 dB. Nothing. It sounds like we're getting more volume, but no really noticeable characteristics. Oh, there we go. Right there at 56.7 dB. That's where we started to hear some breakup and some character, which is not bad. That is not bad, because I have some hardware pre's over here. I was running some tests, and normally around about, with real hardware, normally at about like 35 dB on a real good preamp, you really start hearing the characteristics of whatever you're recording, whether it be a microphone or a guitar or whatnot. You hear some, you know what I'm saying, you hear those characteristics start coming in through the actual hardware pre. So for a virtual situation, a virtual drive at about 56 dB, that's not bad, man. You can hear it, but you really don't see it on the oscilloscope. Let's push it a little bit more. There it is. So right here, right at 59.4 dB, you see the curve flatten out. So we got character. It starts to bend right at about 57 dB. So basically, right there where we stopped and we started to hear audible change, we start seeing more of a visual change, a dB increase in 1 dB, whatever the case may be. So does this plugin actually do what it's supposed to do for us, give you character? I'll say yes, man. We basically at the halfway point. You know what I'm saying? We not at, you know what I'm saying, at 3 o'clock, you know what I'm saying, damn near about to run out of, you know what I'm saying, parameter value. And it obliterate like the signal. Once you get to 60, it's game over. But it's definitely a clean signal. Yeah. So once you get to about 55 dB, you're gonna start hearing some character. Anything below 55 dB is probably a clean signal that is being amplified. But once it gets to 55 dB, you're gonna start hearing some character and saturation and distortion, whatever the fuck you're listening to, and whatever you looking for. You're gonna start hearing an audible difference through your sound source, right there. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that. All right. Let's go ahead and go back up and grab another pre. I know there's another pre in here. Yes, this one right here. So this one right here is I ain't gonna even lie to y'all, but I think this is a German, how do you say that? A germanamium, a germanamium circuit or germanamium preamp or whatnot. But I think this is a German-made emulation of a preamp. And I have to read the manual, whatever the case may be. But it's a vintage preamp. And I think it's made in Germany. If I'm not mistaken. If I am mistaken, you know what I'm saying? I ain't looking at the manual right now. But it's just another different type of preamp. The Neves are normally kind of like your colored clean preamp. This one is definitely going to be dirty, judging from, you know, the GUI, and of course, you know what I'm saying, what I've read up on these types of preamps or whatnot. They definitely give you a rounder, darker tone to whatever you throw at the preamp. All right, so our magic point was at about right here, right there. All right, on the red. So basically at about the 1 o'clock position. I did not mess with the trim. I didn't have to turn it down or anything. All right. So what we're going to do with this one, we're going to see where if it'll go at the same spot, if it's going to stop earlier, or we're going to start getting some characteristics right at 9 o'clock. We don't know. So let's go ahead and turn off the plug-in. Clean signal. All right, cool deal. Let's turn it on. Let's start turning this clockwise. Oh, this is stepped. Okay, we got some stepped gain. Oh, there we go. There we go. So at 34 dB. Okay. 40 dB. There it is. Hey. All right. So that is a 6 dB jump. So let's light up our little overdrive circuit light indicator here. There it is. So basically a goddamn 12 dB jump, and we started seeing the signal come through. So you're definitely going to get the color through here without a doubt. Let's drive it all the way. It's pretty consistent on the oscilloscope, far as when the signal goes up, it flattens out. You know what I'm saying? So it's very, very consistent. It's just okay. See how it kind of goes up and it kind of comes down. Alrighty, cool. All right, so 40 dB is where you really start to hear some characteristics on this particular preamp. So this is a pretty good one too. Now, disclaimer, you know what I'm saying, when you're utilizing these preamps, they're not going to sound like, let's say, for instance, oh man, I want to color my vocals, man, you know, hey man, you know, I got to sound like Barry Manilow. I got to sound like Barry White and stuff like that. Every preamp is not made for everything. You see what I'm saying? I probably wouldn't sound good on this particular preamp. You know what I'm saying? I probably wouldn't sound good on this particular preamp. I may just sound good coming through the mic pre on the interface. You see what I'm saying? That's for you to judge. If you like your voice coming through this, or if you like your voice coming through this, it's your decision. You know what I'm saying? There's not a right or wrong preamp that you need to be using. There's some recommendations, but it's not a right or wrong way. If it sounds good to you, then it sounds good and stuff like that. But I'm just telling you what science is telling me through this oscilloscope, that this particular preamp has some good color at the early, you know what I'm saying, the early gain stages when you start driving it. And the same thing with this one, not bad. You know what I'm saying? It takes a little while, but you know what I'm saying? Not bad. So I would definitely use these two if you're recording vocals. See which one works for your vocal. And these two little virtual mic preamps, they do the goddamn job. Yes, sir. Let's see what else they got in here. We got a API EQ, we got the FG bomber, we got the de-esser, compressor. We already looked at this motherfucker. This is an EQ, distressor type compressor. 2 different gates. Here we go. Here we go. Let's load these motherfuckers up right here. You hear me? All right, cool. We're going to turn that motherfucker off, and we're going to keep that one on. All right, cool. So these little 3 situations right here is what they call the virtual tube collection. All right. And these are supposed to emulate the tube behavior of different consoles for whatever reason. Yeah. So the Hollywood, I'm not exactly sure. You know what? I think the London is going to be more of your Abbey Roads type of console preamp emulation. I think the Hollywood is more of an API style preamp console emulation. And I think the New York is more of a SSL console preamp style emulation or whatnot. All right. Now, we're going to do the same type of test. I turned the plugins off. You see that? Clean, 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 clean. All right. What we're going to do is put all of these on the preamp, not the console, the preamp. All right. So everything is on the preamp. Everything is on off, 0, 0, 0, off, mix at 100, 100, and 100. You know what I'm saying? The only thing we're going to drive is the saturation knob. All right. We should start hearing some breakup. Let's see. All right. So we're going to go with this Abbey Roads style preamp. Let's go ahead and push this. Clean, 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 sine wave. All right. Let's go ahead and drive this. Clean signal. We're turning up the saturation, but we ain't getting jack shit. No change in the amplitude. That's crazy. I'm not tripping because I'm not hearing too much of a difference. Okay. Oh, you know why? Duh. I feel like a jackass. The goddamn plugin is off. All right. Let's turn it on. All right. So the on switch is up here. I had it off. I know I wasn't tripping, man. All right. Let's do this again. All right. So ESPN. All right. There go our VU meter. All right. Let's go ahead and push this again. Okay. Start getting some amplitude increasing. Sound like just volume increasing. Okay. So this is starting to look a little bit more, the signal is starting to look more like shark fins. Let me bring that down. All right, turn y'all volume down. All right, so, and I wish this thing had like a fucking meter freeze where you can actually see what's going on. I don't think I can. Yeah, I can't offset it. Yeah. Yeah, we're not running in stereo, so yeah. My apologies. So I'm gonna have to play it every time. But anyway, you can see the signal is starting to, it's like shark fins. On the top of the signal is leaning more back to the left on the oscilloscope as we drive it, but we just really got increased amplitude or increased gain in the signal. Nothing is breaking up yet. Oh, there we go. We're right at about the 6 value on here. We hearing it, but we ain't really seeing too much on the oscilloscope. There it is. All right, so around about 7.3 on the value here. And this little light is starting to light up. Soon as you get to 7, that's when you really get the breakup or whatnot, and you really get character right there. Everything else, I'll say a 6 and below, is just really increasing the volume. All right. So the good thing I can say is that this indicator light is a good indication, and it really does work. So if you're utilizing this for whatever reason, driving synth sounds or, guitar sounds, virtual instrument sounds, it's going to just increase your sound for as increasing your volume of your particular instrument. But you really start hearing some character and break up once you get in between 6 and 7 on the saturation knob. All right. That's when you start hearing the breakup. Okay. So that's okay. That's about the same with the Neve, that Neve 73 mic, virtual mic pre, that we had just a while ago. So that's pretty cool. All right. So around about 6 or 7. All right. Cool. We're gonna turn this one on. This is, I think it looks more of an API type of style. I'm not exactly sure. Sometimes they can't really put what the hell they emulated because that's copyright infringement on intellectual property of another company. So, you know what I'm saying? We just gonna assume this is either API, and I can't even think what this could be because it's a California type of emulation of a console. And I know API is, I think they're out of California too. Shit, I don't know, bro. Let's just go ahead with the test, man. Y'all know what it is. Clean sound. Let's go ahead and push it. Same thing here. We ain't really getting too much extra. We had 5 already. And the value stops at 10. Ain't that some shit? Oh, that light blinked. That light did blink. I ain't really seeing too much action on the oscilloscope. Let's push it one more time. Now we hearing this. This is for sure API, because APIs, the circuitry that they're built on, yeah, it's gonna be a clean signal, but it's gonna be colored. Yeah. So we hearing the breakup right in between 5 and 6. And when you get closer to 6, we start to see the breakup on the sound wave. That top end, it starts to flatten out. See that? Yep. Right there. And of course, when you drive it all the way, you're getting what you need. So really right in between 5 and 6, that's when you start hearing character on this one. Not bad at all. It happened a little earlier than the London and the Neve mic pre Neve and stuff like that. So this is not bad. This is worth the money. Worth whatever you throw at it. Vocals, you know what I'm saying, synths, guitars, whatever the fuck you're using, man. You should start hearing some color on your signal once you get a little bit past 5, and for sure right before 6, and it get a little wicked after that, man, or whatnot. So very interesting. All right, cool deal. Last but not least, we have the New York style. This is more of that SSL style, and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and push this. Same test. Y'all know what it is. Clean signal. Let's go ahead and push the saturation. Wait, whoa. Time out. I thought that thing sounded a little bit too off. So out the gate, man, when you turn this plugin on, you getting something different. It's like it's a very hot signal coming in already. Pay attention to the wave. It's got a little break up in there. It's little squiggly lines going up and going down when you turn this on. Again, clean, smooth waves. Turn this on. So this is very good. So you're getting color as soon as you turn this plugin on. You're getting color. You don't even have to drive this. If you're looking for like a colored signal without having to turn up the volume, you're already getting color. So this is gonna let me know, like, whatever I throw at this particular plugin, I don't have to drive the saturation too much. So that's really, really good. Let's go ahead and drive this to see where the breakup is at, and the color and the character. So what we're doing, it's doing something to the signal, but it's just really turning it up right as of right now. Oh, there we go. So right at about 5, that's where this little light comes on at. Alrighty. Same as the other plugin before. Once we get to 6, that's where it starts flattening out at. So the same results is here. In between 5 and 6, that's where you really start hearing your optimum color for this particular plugin. But right out the gate, it changes the tonality and the character of the tone or the signal as soon as you turn this plugin on. So this is a number 1 right here. This would be number 2. And this one right here will be last, far as my usage is concerned. And my musical style is not this for sure, so I ain't even got to worry about that. If I'm doing some guitar stuff with some virtual guitars, I definitely will pull out the Hollywood and fuck with that. Anything else, it's SSL, yeah, clean tones, you know what I'm saying? If you need some color, but clean color, that's it right there. Yeah, that New York Virtual Tube. I like that one. Let's drive this bitch all the way and see what happens. Same as before. One thing I did notice about this one, and this one, when you drive them past 6, they all kind of cap out and have the same type of drive. Let's see here. Let me run that back. Let me put this one on 8. All right, let me put this one on about 8. And let me put this one on about 8. Now, I'm going to turn this one off, turn that one on, turn that one off, turn another one on. Pay attention to the oscilloscope. Let me see if I'm tripping. I'm going to play a note down. I'm going to play that note right there. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, so they all different. Okay, I thought I was tripping. Okay, so they all have different characteristics. Let me do that again, because this is real good for a lot of people to see. All right. Clean. Different characteristic. Not as much on that one. Oh, that one right there, punishing. So I had it right. Yeah, in that order right there. Definitely would use that one. That has a lot of color. This is pretty cool. Got a little color to it, you feel me? This one ain't doing too much. Interesting. I would thought this one have a whole bunch of color. But hey, sometimes you're wrong. All right, cool, man. So those are the preamp console tube, virtual tube collections from Slate Digital Virtual Mix Rack. All right, and I'm checking to see if there's anything else in here that I can, I don't know, play around with. Yeah, it actually is one more situation. Let's pull up this one, because I always wondered about the Slate, the infamous Slate Digital Virtual Channel. I used to apply these on pretty much all of my tracks and be like, oh yeah, man, all of my tracks got that SSL 4000E sound, or the 4000G, or the API, or the Neve, or whatever the fuck this broadcast one is, and then the RC2. Yeah. But now we here. Let's see if the drive knob does anything. All right. So if you utilize this and you know what the virtual channel is with the Slate Digital virtual mix rack situation, you know, when you turn this up, it's gonna give you, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of mojo on your track, right? At least that's what we think. Okay. But the oscilloscope ain't gonna lie to us. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play the note. Clean signal. Let's turn this plugin on. We got it on a Brit 4000E. Let's start driving this to see if our oscilloscope changes. You some bitch. All right, bro. It ain't really make any change. Let's go back and do that. Let me see if I'm tripping. I'm gonna play a lower note. It's gonna elongate a little bit more. Actually, let me go down 2 more notes. Yeah, let's do that one. You see how it's longer than that one? See the squiggly lines? They're more together. That more together is a word, made a word, by the way, but different frequency times. All right, y'all learn something when you come on my channel, man. All right, so let's play the G. So there's a little, I mean, it's very, very, look, let me play this again. Turn down your volumes. Just hold the phone to your goddamn eyes. Look at this oscilloscope, and it's a little bit of change. You hear a little bit around about 8 dB of drive. I mean, it's so small. I mean, so small. It's almost like it's doing, like it's adding a little bit of, like, you know how you take, you know what I'm saying, like a bowl of salt, and you take your fingers and you just do a little pinch of salt or some sugar, you know what I'm saying, for all my coffee drinkers out there, you know what I'm saying, you want to have that black cup of coffee, and you don't want to put no cream in there this time. You just want a little bit of hint of sugar. So you do that little pinch of sugar in that little sugar bowl, pinch that and sprinkle it up in there. It's like a little sprinkle of character, but all this is doing is just turning it up a little bit as far as amplitude is concerned. And they sold a lot of these plugins and they still selling them. I'm just saying. All right, let's do the 4000G. All right, that's the G. Let's bring this up again. Same thing. Same exact thing. It just sounds like you just turning up the volume. That's crazy. Let's put it on the USA, which is the API console emulation. Let's see what happens. Nothing. Goddamn. This one don't even fucking, hold on, I know I ain't tripping. This one don't even turn it, like it's like it got louder just a tad bit. Look at the wave. The motherfucking wave ain't even moving. Bruh, that's a motherfucking ripoff, dog. Man, I feel so, man, come on, bruh. God damn. And I use this motherfucker a lot too. Whole time I'm turning up shit, ain't shit going on. Wow. Let's go to the Brit.1, which is the Neve emulation. So the volume is turning up a little bit. Nothing character going on. Nothing at all. The volume increased just a tad bit. I don't even know what the fuck this shit is emulating. I think in the manual they said this was a broadcast console emulation. I don't know. Let me play this G again. That motherfucker ain't doing nothing. Dog. I'm gonna keep my comments to myself. Boy, they move. The rich get richer. All right, RC2, man. Let's see what this one does. I see the wave moving, but it sounds like it's just getting loud. Oh, okay. So this one right here, the wave is actually turning. Pay attention. Look real closely. All right, I'm gonna start at 0. You'll see that smooth curve like McDonald arches, but then it starts to change right when you get past once you get to 15. So the width of the curves get wider. So we do have some change on RC Tube. So this is the only one that really does something. Let me put it back on the 4KE. Yeah, this is the only one. So the RC Tube is the only one that really, you know what I'm saying, changes. Okay. Man, that's crazy, man. All right, let me do the mix bus one. All right, even though we're not on the mix bus, I'm gonna run through this real quick. All right, so just rock with me. All right, this is the 4KE. I'm gonna drive it very fast. Nothing there. No amplitude. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me turn this one off and turn that one on. That will help. All right, let's do this again. Volume change, same as before on the black one. Volume change, same as before on the black one. API. Ain't a goddamn thing going on with that one. Nothing but a volume change on the Brit.1. Ain't a goddamn thing going on with that one. And RC2. It's the same freaking algorithm encoding as this black one. It's just for organizational purposes. It says virtual mix bus, and this one says virtual channel, but it's doing the same exact thing. Now, because we know that we start getting characteristics right around 12, let me go ahead and drive the input and see what happens. Okay. All righty. Okay. All right. Now we got something cooking. Let's go to 4KE. Let me keep this one on 12. We cooking. Let me see here. Ah, that's where it happens. All right, 4KG. API. Britain. Okay. And this one right here. Oh, so it depends on how hard you're driving the input on these. That's when you really hear the character. So if you're gonna use these plugins right here, you really gotta drive that input and drive the drive knob in order to get some character. It's breaking up, but you have to drive this past 6 dB for sure. Pretty much on all of these modes of console emulations, you have to drive the input more than 6 dB and then drive the drive more than 9. So basically, you're going to be in that 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock window on both the drive and the input knob in order to hear some changes or whatnot. So, oh yeah, all right, okay. Let me test this one real quick. Put that on the same value, 12. Oh. Oh, we ain't got it on. Okay. Moving too fast there. All right, about right there. Okay. Same results. Same results. We have to drive this black one a little harder than the mix bus. Okay. This one broke up a little differently on the wave than the mix bus. Same thing there. Okay. Same thing there. All right, cool. So yeah, again, with this virtual channel, you have to basically drive the input well past 6 dB and have your drive on the virtual channel right around about, in between 9 and 12 on the indication right here, in order for you to really hear some characteristics with these virtual channel plugin inside of the virtual mix rack or whatnot, which is it's not a turn off, you know what I'm saying, but you're having to work too hard. To make this make sense, if you put this on one track, right, or whatever, you're recording through, it would make sense. Once you start driving the drive, you're getting drive. You feel what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to drive the input all the way in and then turn the drive up and then do some gain compensation. You're working too hard. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. So, I think that is it for the virtual mix rack, and I think that's gonna be it for the plugins just for tonight, because I got a whole shitload of plugins I kind of want to run through this test right here. So we just getting started, man. We just cooking on this one. I do want to load this one up. This one right here. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, that it's actually a dynamic processor. Yeah. So that doesn't even make any sense. Okay, cool. So I think we ran through everything on here. I don't have any mics there. Cool deal. Yeah, so I would show you guys the preamps over here and the differences that they make. But that'll be, a whole dedicated video for that, man. But if you want something like this, I paid $1 for this, man. Like this oscilloscope plug-in, paid $1 for it to really kind of see the signal and what it does and everything like that. And really what you can do when you overdrive these bad boys right here. So I think the most successful preamp, it was this one right here. So let's say, for instance, I'm gonna go ahead and choose that piano, right? Okay. I'll go ahead and replace that real quick. Y'all remember when we turn this plugin on, you get sound. I'm gonna turn it off. Listen to the chords. You instantly get that sound. So the oscilloscope wasn't lying. You feel me? It wasn't lying. You see how that sine waves was consistent? You see what this piano is doing? One note. See what I'm saying? So you can't really rely, when you're doing these type of tests, you can't rely on, oh, we're going to use the keyboard today to do sound testing. Nah, bro. Nah, you got to use the sine wave. So you instantly get like getting a colored sound with this right here. This is the best one for as a virtual preamp that Slate Digital has under their umbrella for as coloring that sound. All right, everything like that. All right, let me, headphones acting up here. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and drive that signal. So I'm gonna play one note, right? Y'all remember between 5 and 6, that's when we should hear character. Only because we was using the sine wave and the signal was loud. So we're starting to hear some color right around 9, but with that sine wave, it was about here. So play that one more time. Turn that off. You hear the noticeable difference? Turn it on. Turn it off. So you hear color. You can definitely hear a subtle color or whatnot. But this plugin, it really does work, man. This one is the best out of the bunch. You know what I'm saying? It's dirty, but it still sounds clean on a keyboard sound. But it colors the sound and I can hear it. Do that one more time. You hear how the dynamics are not there? Put that on. Yeah, this is the truth. This one right here, for sure. If you're gonna buy that money, you can buy that, you know what I'm saying? If you do get the virtual tube collection, I think when you buy virtual mix rack, you get the whole situation right here, man. So yeah, man, I'm not gonna stay up here too much longer tonight, man. I'm gonna do some more plugins next time I do my live stream. We're gonna do more of these right here. I've got a lot of projects that I'm working on right now. Business starting to pick up a little bit. So and I'm just really, I don't know, I ain't really been in beat mode on live stream. So you know what I'm saying? I'll probably be doing more of these right here, but definitely this is the best bang for the buck when it comes to Slate Digital Virtual Mix Rack. Okay, so if you're looking for color, this is it right here. I also would utilize this one and this one and this one. These 4 right here. If you utilize the virtual mix rack, these 4 are going to give you the color that you're looking for whatever sound palette that you're trying to put out there on display. These 4, I'm gonna say color boxes, stuff like that, but these 4 preamp, virtual preamp plugins, they have color, and the oscillator has proven that or whatnot, man. So you can do your own tests, get your own oscillator, run it through whatever sound source you have. You can follow my test, and you'll hear for yourself. That's why I did this live stream, you know what I'm saying? Instead of doing a prefabricated video with all the editing and cutting out the and all that other shit. Nah, man, we just gonna talk about it in a rare form and stuff like that. So these plugins, in my opinion, are the shit, and I'm gonna start utilizing these because whole time I was using the virtual channel and I was thinking I was doing something. And they really don't do shit, man. But these four do something. They really have, saying some remnants of some hardware preamps, and that is really, really good. And I basically did some testing with some hardware preamps with the oscilloscope, so I know how far you need to push it and what to hear for and stuff like that. So yeah, these four are they on point right there, man. So especially if you're recording vocals, whatever you're recording, these four right here. Cool deal, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, man. I ain't gonna hold you guys up longer anymore, man. If you thought this video was useful, man, feel free to hit a like on the video, subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Fuss with me in the chat, or excuse me, fuss with me in the comments. Hey, it's all good. I want all the smoke. Stuff like that, man. But nah, man, get yourself an oscilloscope for your you know what I'm saying, your signal analysis in your DAW at any given time, and stuff like that. If you hear like something is off, let's say for instance, you just never know. You're playing and stuff like that, and you may have a volume increase and shit like that. You go use the bathroom, your kids come in there or somebody come in there and they, on your desk and they move a mouse or whatever, and you get that shit going on. You be like, yo, I don't know what the fuck going on. Like, what the fuck? You can pull out our oscilloscope and you can look at that and be like, nah, that ain't right. It's supposed to be a little smoother than that. You know what I'm saying? Or if you just want to nerd out and like I did and really see, you know what I'm saying, all the plugins that you paid for, or you want to clean house and be like, okay, this plugin I don't need. I'm going to uninstall it off of my system because it's really not adding any value to my sound quality. Go ahead and use the oscilloscope and you can figure out which ones give you character. So again, I use the oscilloscope only to analyze the character of the signal that's being ran through it. I use the sine wave, and I stayed around the 400 to 500 hertz, depending on the note that you choose on your keyboard. Anything above that, you're really not gonna hear what's going on. So that's why I chose the low mid frequency range in order to run that sine wave through the oscilloscope or whatnot, man. So that was a pretty successful test. I got more plugins that I could do, but I will be here all night doing that. So I'm definitely gonna do another live stream just like this. And I know what I need to work with in the virtual mix rack. Not to take anything away from it. Everything in there is A1, class 1, the shiznits and stuff like that. And the other one that I had up as well, the Hornet. Yeah, it was the Hornet. I forget what it was, but yeah, the Hornet Analog Stage. This plugin is also clutch as well. It actually has more character than that goddamn virtual mix rack, virtual channel, and mix bus channel shit, stuff like that. So I definitely will be utilizing this on all of my tracks in Ableton Live and sometimes in Studio One. I'm going to test Studio One DAW. That's gonna be next. I'm gonna come back to Ableton Live, and we could do the same thing in Ableton Live as well. Excuse me, we could do the same thing in Studio One, but Ableton Live, excuse me, I'm sorry. Studio One has this they have this built-in plug-in summing plugins. Let me say that correctly. They call it the console plugins or whatever the case may be. And it does color the sound in your DAW. I can attest for that. But I wanted to run it through the oscilloscope and show you guys what's going on with that. Because, I mean, you pay for that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I know the retro console collection, when I bought it, it was about $80 when it first came out. And I'll be damned if that shit don't work. Stuff like that. And let me find out some of these $20 plugins are working better than these $100 plugins. That's some bullshit, man. So, you know what I'm saying? I just don't want people to be get gotten and get bitten by the plug-in market bug or whatever the case may be. But this will be your friend and stuff like that. And yeah, we're gonna do some more tests on later on, man. So I'm not gonna hold you guys up anymore. Like I said, man, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel as well, man. Until next time, man, this has been your boy Super Mario, man. We're gonna go ahead and get the book on out of here, man. Catch me on the next live stream. Check out my latest video, Infinity Base review on that, man, and everything like that, man. Until next time, man, y'all be easy, man. Buy that girl some flowers, man. Don't do that to her, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, she fucks with you. She fucks with you, man. Just show her your true heart, dog. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn hell, if you gotta go get a motherfucking goddamn 4-leaf clover outside, bro. It's the thought that count, man. But don't do nothing. Just do what you gotta do, man. So find your Valentine, man, and make it right with her, man. And if you got more than that, trust me, I know. Good luck to you. We out of here, man. Y'all be easy, bro.